So, guys, I'm really happy that this forum is now turning out to be where people are coming up and expressing the professional views. Have you felt isolated at work? And have you isolation? Is it because the team members have excluded you from team activities or you have withdrawn yourself? Now, the mail that I'm going to read out today, it is about one such professional. He is feeling isolated at work and the isolation is affecting his self-esteem. Maybe in future, it is also going to affect how the team is going to work together. So let's hear to what he has to say. Hi Dee, I joined this business in December 2024 and I have been there for 7 months now. I'm not able to make a connection with the team. It's not affecting my work, but it's affecting me personally. I have the option of work from home until required to be in the office, and I have only gone there 4 times in 7 months, while my teammates are there at least once every fortnight. At least once every fortnight. So he's repeated that. I'm just not feeling good around the team. Suggestions would be appreciated. Look, thanks for sharing this with me. And if I were in this situation, I would make a sincere effort to do these three things. The first amongst those would be informal collaboration. And this would be around setting up a WhatsApp group if there isn't one. If you are a member of that WhatsApp group, then start sending some messages out. They could be as simple as good morning, good evening messages. Open up a little about something personal with your team members. It could be sharing your family photograph. It could be about a trip that you might have enjoyed. It could be a joke. And the third, and probably the foremost, is how I can show to my team members that I genuinely care for them. So if somebody's got back from a holiday, I might just say, welcome back. If somebody's been sick, I might ask. If there is a birthday coming up, I might say happy birthday. So these are some of the things that I would do. And maybe things will get better for you from here on. Mail reads, Heidi, I began my career in early 80s when nothing was happening sort of. So I had one foot in and one foot out in my jobs. Until 1990, I had moved 12 jobs. I was afraid to be with one business and I did not want to be labeled. Sometimes I did not even think that a business was good enough for me. Then in 1990s, I started to work on these job detachment issues. And with a lot of determination and feedback, I undid this pattern. I'm in my mid 60s now, and since 1992 have only worked two businesses. What do you have to say to this? Thank you for sharing this. It's genuinely inspiring, and tell you what, it's true that some people do suffer from this legacy of the past and are not able to do anything about this. But you, on the other hand, with whatever determination you had to bring in, with whatever courage, you undid this pattern and you changed everything around. And I'm a big believer that rationality wins in the end. And it was good to read that you became self-aware and you changed the things around. Now this mail reads, Heidi, we came back from Gold Coast after a 3-day super expensive team building course. I am from the world of finance and have often communicated in my anonymous grapevine that these activities could be done far more effectively and far cheaper. But the firm's HR is of the view that competitive boundaries that we create in the workplace collapse in settings like these. I have ample evidence that things get worse. My colleague resigned last year when we came back from Fiji after a team building session like this one. I am putting my papers after the long weekend. Look, thanks for sharing this with me. And yes, I too am of the opinion that it might be difficult to build trust over a single weekend. And there can be more grounded, inclusive, cost-effective ways of furthering team cohesion. There might be situations where these high-gloss, high-cost retreats unintentionally amplify tension amongst the work colleagues. But businesses have their own policies, and if we have to work in a business, we certainly have to follow with the guidelines and also the policies which are subscribed by those businesses. So I'll leave it here because I am not sure whether you're seeking input or simply sharing how you're feeling at this point in time. Now, this mail, it reads, Hi Dee, I watched your post on the viewer's mail about the team building session that somebody recently returned from. Tell you what, I find these events to be more of a forced fun exercise that could honestly be avoided. I've been part of these sessions for a few years and I increasingly find them to be time taken away from my family, which I deeply value. As it stands, the role already demands at least 50 hours a week of commitment. To then bundle us into an upmarket resort under the banner of team building doesn't resonate with me. What I also observe, and I say this candidly, is that some of my peers use these events to build their internal support base and broaden their influence in the firm. These become opportunities to cast a wider net, and while that may work for some, it doesn't sit very well with me and others who share a similar perspective. It ends up feeling performative rather than meaningful. I believe there are other ways to foster genuine collaboration and connection that are more respectful of others' time and personal commitments. Perhaps it is time we reevaluate how we approach this. So, thank you for sharing this with me, and it comes very close to the mail that I'd received yesterday. Probably you might have watched it last night, and maybe that got you thinking that you should write to me. I hear you, and I see that it is an opinion, but certainly I'm not going to comment anything on this. It is a valid point, and maybe in your firm with your HR managers, you just might want to explore some ways to make these initiatives more inclusive and meaningful. Yes, I'm Indian. The face and the accent gives it away. My name is Dee Sorrell and I'm a CPA paying taxes in Australia. I help clients build their careers in their finances. I work with a Get line.